Hey everyone, in this video we are going to understand another sorting algorithm, that is selection sort. So basically this is also a simple sorting algorithm that repeatedly finds the smallest element from the unsorted portion and swaps it with the first unsorted element. Okay, so this is also similar to the insertion sort, where we have one part of the array which is unsorted and another part of the array which is sorted, and again instead of just inserting elements, but here we swap elements. Okay, so let us understand how do we do the selection sort. So let us consider this example over here, which are 958, 372, which are currently unsorted. So to apply the selection sort, we need to consider the first element. So 9 is the sorted element and the rest are unsorted. So now we need to find the smallest element in the unsorted part. So if I consider this unsorted part over here that starts from 5 and ends with 2, which is the smallest element. So 2 is the smallest element. So we just need to swap the last element with the smallest element within the unsorted array. So we just swap like this. Alright, so now we consider 2 to be the sorted one, and then we go to the next number, that is 5. Okay, so these two are the numbers which are sorted. So this is the sorted portion and the unsorted is from 8 onwards. Okay, so now we need to check which is the smallest number within the unsorted part, that is 3, right? So we need to check if the last element within the sorted array, so within the sorted portion, is greater than the smallest number within the unsorted. So you see that 5 is lesser than 3, so we do the swap. So if it is lesser than 3, then we do not do the swap. Okay, so then we go to the next element, that is 8. So from here on to the left of this is sorted, and to the right of this is unsorted. Okay, so now we consider which is the smallest element from the unsorted, that is 5, right? So 8 is greater than 5, obviously we do the swap over here, and then we consider the next element, that is 7 and 9. So these are the two unsorted elements. So now we compare that to the last element within the sorted array. So we check 8 and 7, which is like 8 is greater than 7, right? So we do the swap like this. Okay, so now we have the last element which we do not have to do anything, and at the end we see that all of the numbers are currently sorted. So it is similar to the insertion sort, but here we just swap elements instead of inserting elements. Okay, so actually this algorithm is slightly less efficient than the insertion sort, because even though if all elements are sorted, we need to find the smallest element for every iteration we make. So that is what makes this a slight inefficient algorithm, but it is still better than bubble sort. So what is the time complexity that is involved? So either in the best or the worst case, it is n square. Okay, which means that even though the array is sorted, we just need to find the smallest element and then do the comparison, right? So that also counts. Okay, so I hope you understood the selection sort in theory. Let us see how can we practically code this in JavaScript. So let's start with the for let I equals 0, and then I is less than array dot length minus 1, increment I. So inside this we just want to set the minimum index. So basically this represents the last element within the sorted portion, which is already sorted, and we want to compare that to the unsorted one, the minimum one, and then swap that. Okay, so let's set min index to the ith value. So now we just want to run another for loop. Yes, we are creating nested for loops, but we have to do it, and let's this time call this j and set that to the next value of I. Okay, so we just want to increment I by 1 and set that to j, and then we just set j is less than array dot length, and then we increment j. So inside this we just need to make the check. Okay, so only if the value of j is less than the value of the array at min index, so we just want to update the min index to the value of j. Okay, so which we can just put a if here, array at j, if that is less than array at min index, then we just want to update the min index to be the value of j. Okay, so after doing this, we just want to come out of this inner for loop, and then we just want to check if the min index is not equal to the current I value. Okay, so we put a check here saying if the min index doesn't equal to the I value, then we just want to do the swap. Okay, so we just don't want to swap the same numbers. Okay, so let's just swap that using array at I and array at min index. Okay, and then set that to the opposite of that, so array at min index and then array at the value of I. Alright, so this swaps elements and then finally we return the array. Alright, so this is all about the selection sort. It's simple to implement but not as good in terms of performance. Okay, so let's run this file. So now you see that all of our numbers are sorted in place. So we pass in 958372 and we get the sorted numbers from there. Okay, so how does this actually work? So starting from min index equal to I, which is having the value 9 and the value of j is the next value, that is 5. So we just need to keep checking as long as the value within the unsorted part is the smallest. Okay, so as we keep going, so 5 is less than 9, so we update the min index to 5. So now 8 is not less than 5, so we remain min index to be 5, and then we see that 3 is now less than 5, then we update the min index to 3, and then 7 is greater than 3, so again now we find that 2 is less than 3, so now we update the min index to 2. Okay, so this is now the min index and this is the value of I. Okay, so now we just need to do the swap over here. So we are putting a check here while min index is not equal to I. So basically we do not want to swap the same elements, which doesn't make sense. So we swap 2 and 9. So 9 goes here and this becomes 2. So we go to the next iteration. So now the value of I becomes 5. So now we just need to find the smallest one. So now we see that 8 is greater than 5. So we let the min index to be 5. So here 3 is less than 5, right? So we update the min index to 3. Okay, so nothing else is greater than 3. So this becomes the value of I, and this becomes the min index. So again we just do the swap as long as it's not equal. So we just update this to 3 and this to 5. So we just keep doing that again and again. So 8 is the min index and we just need to find the smallest one and update the min index. So that is 5, right? So we update min to 5 and this is the value at I. Alright, so we just need to swap 8 and 5. So 5 comes here and 8 goes here and 8 becomes now the min index. So we just need to update that to the smallest value, so that is 7, right? So 7 becomes the min index and then we swap 8 and 7. So 8 goes here and 7 comes here. So you see that the array is now sorted. Okay, so I hope you understood the actual logic that we are implementing here for the selection sort. Okay, so this is all about this video. So let me just undo this and put it back to the right place. Okay, so this is all about this video. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next video.